The work I chose was Separation by Edvard Munch, published in 1896. First off, you see a man on the left painted in black separated from a woman to the right who is in all white. The man is grabbing his heart, seemingly trapped between a tree and a bush as the woman walks away. It looks like into an ocean. The background includes a grassy hill that slopes into a sand pathway and into the water of an ocean. The subject seems to be the man and his expressions of feelings. Munch uses three styles in his work: Art Nouveau to paint the woman because she's blending into nature, realistic style to paint the man because he has shading and doesn't have unrealistic characteristics that the woman does, and surrealistic style to represent the vision the man is having of the couple being ripped apart. The artist utilizes the elements of art through the use of line, form, value, space, and color. In reference to line, one can see this painting as three-dimensional in places such as the man. He has form, seen in the shading of his face, making him more realistic and present, while the painting is also two-dimensional, seen in the flatness of the woman, which is symbolic, showing that she might not really be there, or at least that she isn't present like the man is. She has no depth. When discussing form, the form of this composition is free-flowing form, as seen in the depiction of the woman's hair that flows back from her, caressing the man's head. Furthermore, the man's value is extremely dark, as well as the entire left side of the painting, in comparison to the right side, where the woman is extremely light and almost white-colored. The woman is seen connected to white sand and drifting into the light blue ocean and sky. However, there is a layer of darkness, the same darkness seen in the man's outfit, that acts as a barrier. Moreover, the whole left side with the man is the positive space because we're focusing on his emotions, and the girl, as well as the landscape, is the negative space because it's symbolic. It's important to note that the ocean and the sky in this painting are the same color, and so that represents more than just the ocean and the sky. It represents the vastness of the afterlife that one fades into after death, and it's important to note that the color isn't intense. It's of low intensity because you fade into death calmly. Also, the white value of the dress instead of an intense color makes it easier for the woman to fade into this afterlife. The man, however, is intense because he juxtaposes the lightness of the colors used around him, and his blackness makes him more present. The art is asymmetrical because it feels balanced, but the colors used are so different. The man in the painting is the emphasis because you see at first its value is so much darker than all the other colors used, and its form is three-dimensional rather than flat like the background. The movement of the work starts with the man's chest and flows from his head up the shoreline. The work is not proportional as seen because it's not realistically drawn, shown in how the tree and the man are the same size. This would never happen in real life. The free flow form used by the artist in the woman's hair guides your eyes down the slope of the picture and holds the viewer's attention by continuously showing them new parts of the piece. All in all, the work has unity because a feeling of harmony is achieved by the placement of the objects. The meaning behind the painting is that life is a chain of our attempts to survive our separation from love. It shows a struggle between the fact that the man is trying to move on from lost love and subconsciously is still holding on. To be able to survive the loss of love, the protagonist helps himself get over her and move on by imagining his love as part of the landscape. That is why she takes on this white value and not a pop of color, because he is trying to erase her beauty and amazingness from his memory by turning her into an everyday object so that she might fade away into the background. This is why she's faceless. The girl's hair, body, and are all continuous of the landscape, representing the air, earth, and water. However, the red hue surrounding the man represents the element of fire, consuming him with grief. The past is represented in the background of the painting, while the present is in the middle ground, and the future is in the painting's absent foreground. The man's feet are absent and cut off by the ending canvas. Therefore, he cannot move into the future. The present extends itself, prolonging the man's state of sorrow into the future instead of him moving on and making a new future. Overall, the painting is successful in bringing out Munch's point about the difficulties of being separated from loved ones because it has outright symbolism that everyone can understand. Everyone experiences loss, so everyone can relate to it. 3 different materials used by artists are acrylic paint, oil pastels, and pencil. My sister gave us examples of these mediums. Acrylic paint is the fast-drying paint shown by this fountain. One of the techniques used with this medium is stippling. Stippling is done by creating an area filled with tiny dots to show texture. The variations in color create a more realistic scene. And it's used by taking a paintbrush and doing like this. This is stippling. And this is an example of acrylic paint. The next medium is oil pastels. Oil pastels are used in a painting or drawing with characteristics similar to wax crayons and can be shown by this perspective drawing. This is the type of medium used to create this drawing. One technique used with oil pastels is scumming. Scrubbing can be done by using controlled scribble marks of oil pastel as seen here at the bottom. The buildup of additional layers of various colors can give an artist their desired value and texture. Art done in pencil can be seen in the stage scene shown here and the unfinished drawing of Audrey Hepburn shown here. A technique often used with pencil is shading, which gives depth to regular objects. A specific type of shading is cross-hatching, shown by the picture of Audrey Hepburn. At the bottom you can see that this is where intersecting parallel lines are used to darken areas of the work. One can also use shading tools such as these blending stumps, which are rolled pieces of paper used to rub and blend colors. Art has also played a role in history. Art has always been used to communicate. Before forms of writing even developed, art was used as a way to tell stories. Without its influence, we wouldn't even have the written word. And this is because the first writing, which was cuneiform, was symbolic script used by drawn objects that held meaning. In politics, political cartoons, propaganda, and photography have been used and are continued to be used to sway individuals through the power of visual rhetoric. At the start of the American history, Benjamin Franklin's famous political cartoon, Join or Die, appeared in Franklin's editorial about the disunity of the colonies and helped to make his point about the importance of colonial unity as the colonists faced the oppressive British government. The idea was that the colonies had been hurt or cut up by the British government, so that the colonies must join together or lose their freedom forever, which would be to die. The result was that this cartoon incited the colonists to join together and fight against the British. Without it, the colonies may have remained under British control and America may have never been formed. The economy has also been influenced to change by art. Dorothea Lange's migrant mother photograph taken during the Great Depression is a perfect representation of the poverty America faced at the time. It shows a woman and her children starving in a tent because they had lost everything in the economic downfall. When the picture was published by Lange in San Francisco newspaper, action was taken by the federal authorities. The camp the migrant mother was living in received resources rescuing them from starvation. In the long run, this powerful image of strength through suffering serves as a reminder of the horribleness of the Depression and that the economy can't get that bad again. Additionally, there are differences in the way that art is sold and made. Art can be sold in art galleries or online. Art can be made by people through hand painting or sculpting clay. It can also be made by machines, like David the Robot Artist, that recreates art from pictures or other art. It can even be made by computer programs that make logos for businesses, or like CAD, which allows individuals to make blueprints, objects, and machine parts. Finally, art is created for a variety of purposes. Art can be made to inspire change. This is exemplified through graffiti. The whole idea behind graffiti is rebellious. If a person risks vandalism charges, then they really care about the issue they're portraying. Art can even be used to revere or capture history. This is seen in cultural pieces of art. Beatrice Milhaes is famous for her vibrantly colorful collages, prints, paintings, and installations that draw on Latin American and European traditions. This is seen in her work Meu Limão, which translates to My Lemon. Art also captures history through paintings done of historical figures such as the Lansdowne portrait of George Washington, painted by Gilbert Stuart in 1796 to commemorate America's first president. Art can be used to tell stories, evoke emotion, and even to beautify things. Many people express themselves through art like tattoos, jewelry, and fashion, displaying what they find beautiful. Art has played a large role in life and will continue to for years to come.